DC Dual Force is an electronic card game that we all love, and one thing that I love so much about this game is how tied to the comics themselves this game is. Between the references, the playing through comics in the PvE mode, and just the cards in general, their art all comes from somewhere. I wanted to take a little bit of time and show off where some of our favorite cards come from. That is the comic they first originally appeared in. This is more just some random cards that I found their comic origins at. If there's any specific cards you guys want to see, make sure you let me know in the comments below. But without further ado, let's get into the comics. First up, we have Lead from the Front. We'll start with the Might faction. And Lead from the Front, definitely a card that doesn't see much play, but still has some pretty cool artwork, I think, and its origin came from Action Comics #1 with the New 52 reboot. Really pretty beautiful art overall, I like it. The only thing I don't like is how this version of Superman has the short sleeves for his outfit. I'm not a fan of that, to be really honest, but either way, still a cool card and cool comic origin. Up next, we have another Superman-based card, as we are going to look at Super Strength, a card that we see quite often in and out of the ladder, and its origin is actually from Action Comics, the first volume for the trade paperback, the cover of that. So not an individual issue, but pulling this art from a trade. I think this art's really cool. Again, I don't love the short sleeve Superman, but this is a cool thing. I love how his eyes are just a little bit of red and kind of glows. Just a really neat piece of art, and obviously one of our favorite cards. Next up, we have Big Blue himself, and that is one of the best gold cards in the game, one of the best Might cards, Superman. And Superman, this art actually comes from Superman #19. Which is really cool. This is great artwork overall. I think this one just looks really good. It's a great representation of Superman. You see a little bit of the League behind him. But overall, this issue actually, as you can see, the truth has been revealed. This is when Clark Kent in this thing comes out as Superman. So just a little fun fact for you. But yeah, this is a cool art, great card. Everyone loves Superman. Alright, next up, staying in Might, we have Wonder Woman, another great gold Might card. Everybody loves this card. Great to give your Might leaders and recruits a little bit of a boost. Very beautiful card, and this comes from Wonder Woman 750. So the mainline Wonder Woman run 750. This was a milestone issue, as usually every 50 to 100 issues they do kind of a special milestone thing that has a collection of short stories celebrating the character in them, and this is one of those. Great art. Alright, up next, A Better Tomorrow, a card that sees some play. It's a fun card, gives your recruits in your deck 1/1, nothing too wild, but this card actually comes from Action Comics #5 in the New 52 run, so just a few issues after Lead from the Front would have made its appearance, and now we have A Better Tomorrow. Cool card, cool art, kind of the origin story of Superman in this run. Who doesn't like to see Kryptonian babies and rockets, right? Up next, we have the man, the myth, the legend, Lobo. Lobo's a fun card. It's played in almost every Might list. Just the silver 6/6 body with a tremendous amount of upside is definitely good enough. And Lobo comes from Justice League 23.2 from the New 52 run. Why? What do you mean 23.2? So the Justice League run in the New 52 went all the way to 52, but at 23 it took a little pause and did these one-shot villain origin story books, which was really cool. And Lobo got his, and it says Lobo #1, as you can see, but it's just kind of a fill-in on the Justice League New 52 run. But I think it's really fun. Fun art, good issue. Love to see Lobo get a little bit of love, right? We'll spice it up here, throw in one Tyranny card, and that's the big man himself, Darkseid. Darkseid has great effect in game, great art on the card, and like Lobo, Darkseid also comes from the New 52 Justice League run, coming in at 23.1. He had the first of the one-shot comics they did to do these villain origin stories. These are a lot of fun. Kind of a little breakup. I think there were 3 or 4 in total, but regardless, Darkseid, awesome card, awesome art, awesome origin comic. Go check it out. To wrap this one up, let's finish with a fan favorite character, Bibbo. Everybody loves Bibbo. Bibbo appeared in a lot of older Superman comics, and you can kind of think of him as a cool neighborhood uncle. He runs a little shop, he watches out for the community as a regular person, he's one of Superman's close friends. His card here comes from the cover of Man of Steel 53. This is some prime Bibbo time. All in all, in this comic run, the Man of Steel in general really like to use Bibbo and use him as one of these side characters a little bit more than they do in the modern runs. So it's good to see Bibbo get a little bit of love. But why is Bibbo hitting Superman on the cover? I thought he was a good guy. So he is. In this comic, there's a bar fight, and Bibbo is quite literally taking out the trash on these goons. And Superman shows up, and Bibbo's just swinging and just knocks him real good. And just so we know, Bibbo, in this comic, Superman is even like, man, no one gets hit like that and doesn't feel it. Bibbo superpowers confirmed? Probably not. But either way, really fun comic. This is a good issue to read if you want to get a little bit more information on Bibbo. You also have Mullet Superman in this, so that's just kind of an added bonus. But yeah, fun little Bibbo card here. Fun comic. Check it out. And that's all the cards to comics we're going to do today. Look forward to more of these in the future, and if there's any card you'd like to know the comic origin of, please feel free to let me know, and we'll look it up and maybe include it in the next video. Either way, I hope you enjoyed this video, and stay tuned for more comic DC Dual Force madness, as always.